welcome. If you're joining us, thanks so much. We appreciate it. I actually forgot to make a stream announcement because I've been so busy on our Discord. That's all right. So we should be coming into session 8, I believe. And it is starting in here, this kind of dark, odd place. There's really nowhere to describe it. It's an odd place. It's very odd, especially considering how you've got here on the trail of following these prospectors that have gone missing. In courtesy of one of you all in Discord chat saying the carrot was dropped extremely hard by the DM in attempting to get to this place.
It was only mentioned 5 times.
It was only mentioned 5 times. You know, Palu does love his prospectors. So,
and we love Palu.
We love Palu. That's right. So you've come to this place.
Loves Palu.
Yeah,
All I'm saying is, if we waste time in this goddamn cave and we go back and there's a small army there, this is on you, Michael.
Oh, that's on me.
It's not on Michael. Let's be nice. It's not on Michael.
Michael starts taking notes. All right, small army, check mark, got it.
Listen, you all
Dungeon
came
Master
to this.
will remember this.
As far as I'm concerned, you all came to this of your own choosing. Palu is Palu's Palu. I roleplay Palu the same way through all the conversations. Yes, the prospect thing has been on Palu's mind, and you all have done a great service for Palu, and Palu is very appreciative of that. Anyway, so you've tracked them upon this ridge, and they haven't gone very far. Remind that when you tracked up on the ridge and getting towards the mountainside, it was only a couple hours, right? So, and it really maybe frames in your minds of the lack of adventurers and other folks that are capable of potentially finding these individuals that have gotten lost. I mean, Palu could have sent more like mining folk and others to potentially go and find these prospectors, but didn't, courtesy of or dependent on what had been happening in the mine, right? That tunneling in, as well as that quota of 24/7. Maybe didn't have like enough people to really spare to send off. So you all coming here, maybe that's why there was so many prompts of trying to find the prospectors and things, knowing that Palu just did not have resources himself to be able to do it. But you've tracked them onto the ridgeline. Evergreen trees as it spanned upwards in the mountainside, kind of going towards the northeast as it kind of moved upwards. And you found pittance, right? You found also a mark up on a tree. You found some supplies down there at the base of the actual mountainside as it made its way up. And it seems that these prospectors had climbed up into the actual mountain a little bit, not too high up there, using the pittance and rope towards a bluff that was protruding. And then there was an actual cave or a cavern that was formed into the interior of the mountainside. So you had climbed up here and gotten to there. It discovered, right, that there was something that had happened, right? There was a camp, there was a fire pit, there was bedrolls out, but they were torn, things were strewn, all of the backpacks were missing. In this crystalline cavern, there was these white crystals that were not necessarily white, I would say clear, and they were of a variety of size, mainly upon the ceiling of the decent sized cavern. I wouldn't call it large. And at the backdrop from the actual entrance, in the easterly direction, was a circular hole. This is a circular hole, large radius, and it was laser etched. There was no brick, there was no cobbling, there was no craggly bedrock. It was just smooth stone. All the way as it made it a degrade in its descent. Spiraling down were a pattern of runes. 6 runes as they patterned down in the spiral. Upon entering in, it seemed to alight with a particular color unique to each of you, and then continued to spiral down. You had continued down, and for a good time, right? Drips soon kind of stopped, the moisture itself kind of stopped, and then you all of a sudden felt warmth. There was a warmth kind of embracing you. You continued and you finished, and the actual walls themselves of the tunnel formed into flat with a high ceiling height of roughly 20 feet. The runes themselves spattering across in patterns again of the 6, And then they formed into a circular chamber here with a pillar up supporting a rough 40-foot ceiling height with the same runes as they come up from the actual walls. These red crystals surround the pillar. The same crystals appear colored and pigmented with red. They're actually glowing currently with like this reddish glow. And they have the same structure as the crystals in the cavern that you had just came from. The tiling is strange. It seems like it's stone, but it doesn't look like stone. It feels like it's stone. And it's providing this warmth, almost like a heated floor. There's a very difference with how the moisture's interacting here versus how it was up there. And so you're kind of in this area that seems so strange and foreign, especially for what you have been tasked to do. On the opposite side of entry into the circular chamber here, you have two floating purple orbs. These orbs seem to be made out of glass. They're slightly opaque. They're giving off a faint purple hue. They're embraced into these golden kind of inlays around them as they kind of hold it in place, and they're just there, floating. There's nothing connecting them to the floor. And there's an arc of this purple electricity going back. Now, this arc does not resemble anything you have seen before. It seems to go back and forth, back and forth. It's very stable, this arc, and there's not much frequency to it, right? Or much wavelength. It's kind of steady as it goes, right? Its wavelengths are long, it's kind of cresting. And you're here. So that's where we're going to go and start.
Can I just start by casting mage armor on myself?
Yeah, definitely.
That's a fair reaction.
It's a fair reaction.
And
Okay.
So you said we've never seen this before. Given Maldor's backstory and the things that he's experienced, does the purple electricity and orbs look at all familiar or similar to anything he's seen before? Does it remind him of some of the things that he experienced on other planes?
No. This does not seem otherworldly. Be your answer.
I'm gonna look to Zeph and say, "Can you have detect magic prepared, right?"
I think I already cast it, if I remember correctly. Or did I not? Honestly,
So someone had used detect magic.
Oh yeah, we did
I
it
did that
earlier,
on
but I
accident.
don't
That was
currently-
Varus.
Yeah,
okay,
but I
yeah,
don't have it. That was a complete accident.
Yeah, so Zeph, we
Okay,
can say
yeah,
that you use detect magic. That's fine.
or I can just do it now. Either way,
Or
but
ritual casting it now. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I'm asking him. Can you just tell me what you see? Like, give me all the details that you can.
Yeah. I just imagine everyone wants to take a good look at this chamber. So while they're doing that, I'll start the ritual.
Okay.
And just getting a look at the like setup of with the lightning arc. Have I seen anything like that in my past?
You can roll an Arcana check if you'd like, but beyond that, that would probably be the best that you could attempt to roll here. So 22, Varus, with your Arcana check. So taking the time, looking upon particularly the orbs, right? Those two orbs are kind of floating and moving the thing back and forth. With the 22 Arcana check, there is a level of magic that can be used to potentially change the material of an object, and simply as a passage or a door that is not being concealed but yet is there. That is something you would know.
So
Now-
I'm getting the idea that that's a doorway.
You're getting an idea that in context of items that can potentially be used to shape and change things, that since there isn't any doors that you see here, that might be something that will be able to do it. And knowing from your arcana as well as magic, there is a great level of magic that uses to be able to change and shape materials, right? To be able to transmutate certain things. Knowing from the detect magic prior, which we'll take into consideration, it would stand to reason that for you anyways, with the 22, stand to reason that potentially would be something like that, a doorway perhaps, in a magical sense. So after 10 minutes, we'll say, right, for the check, getting that through that arcana there. So Zeph, your tech magic ritualizes casting it, taking that time. You feel that there is a strong sense of magic inherent about this place around you. You can just feel the magic and vibration. School of Transmutation seems to be pouring off of the orbs in particular. And then there is School of Abjuration coating upon the walls as you can feel it around. The floor has some sort of School of Enchantment, potentially causing the heat, right, enchanting and making this type of effect. And then the crystals emanate a very raw sense of magic that you're feeling. That they're to you, with your detect magic, would be labeled as a power source.
So these crystals definitely are powering something. My guess is that thing across the room, but
Does he mean you mean by the crystal's like the big crystal in the middle? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's transmutation magic coming from there, and the crystal's in the middle of the power source. I don't have Dispel Magic. Do you
I
have
can just
Dispel
go
Magic?
touch it.
I mean, it's on my spell list. It's not prepared.
It's not prepared. Okay. Does anyone have Dispel Magic?
Not yet.
Well, I have a theory, but I'm not sure if this would be something Zeph would know or even think of.
Okay. Because I have a feeling, and I think Varus would also know this, is that if you dispelled the power source, it would open the gateway. But maybe destroying it would do the same thing?
Well, what if we just test it? Do we have anything we could just stick over here and see what happens?
Maldor will pull out his broken sword from last session and just stick it into the beam.
Into the lightning?
As you stick it into the lightning, it begins to entrace around it, and you feel that there's a pull. It's essentially pulling your greatsword towards the wall.
I'll pull it back out.
So, I'm thinking the gate is open.
It would seem that way. I'm assuming the sword didn't look damaged up more so than it already was.
No, and similar to a small, like, voltage electrical current, nothing to cause harm or anything, just like a tickle.
It does not.
Egan takes out his dagger and he throws it at the portal.
He's just angered some like ancient deity on the other side. We're gonna walk in. The dude's like, "Ow!"
There's someone who's about to come through has the
You take out your dagger and you throw it. As you throw it, the electricity kind of catches it, slows down its velocity, and then carries it through as the wall becomes liquid. The dagger disappears through the other side.
That was easy.
I'm gonna go ahead and step through the wall, through the like doorway.
Okay. As you come to the electrical probes on, as you do, you begin to get pulled through the wall as the wall becomes liquid, and you end up on the other side. Varus, as soon as you come to the other side, I'm going to go ahead and pause it. You see that there is a backpack that is slightly strewn and torn a little bit by claw marks. The contents of the backpack are there or missing. It's difficult to see. And as far as you can tell with your light spell giving off light, there is a body that seems to be ripped in half. There's half of a body strewn. Its skin and its flesh seems to be goo as it's kind of bubbling off of it. And its lower half of its body missing. Blood is completely dried and stained upon the floor. The body seems to be weathered and old.
I guess we
And
should follow.
if I speak back to them, can they hear me?
No.
Well, Varus is dead. I say we go back.
And if I can I try to go back through the wall I came in?
No.
Okay.
But we don't know that.
We
I'll
should
step through after Varus.
we should be cautious. The last time I stepped through something such as this, disaster waited on the other side.
I'm
Listen,
gonna
all
look-
I'm gonna say,
I'm gonna
we
look
don't
back
know what
at
happened to the dagger.
I'm gonna
and
look
they
back
just
at
walked
Thanos. We should remain vigilant. I don't know what's going on here.
I would just like to point out that it wasn't me that rushed through the gate. Just for posterity's sake.
Well, our options are fairly limited. It's either, as far as I know, go through that or head back.
At this stage, you need everyone to roll initiatives.
Oh, God.
Son of a.
You gave me advantage on my initiative rolls last session, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, thank God. So I just roll a d20
Yeah.
again, right? Yeah. So 5 plus 5 is 10.
It's better than
Better.
one.
At least I got a 20. We're not gonna die in this hallway, hopefully.
Okay, so Varus, you're at a 10.14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, Thanos. As you come around the corner with your passive perception, coming upon the body and looking, you actually are able to see one of the potential creatures. It seems the 20-foot ceiling height, one of the creatures is stuck, embedded into the stone. As it does, it unfurls its head, drops down, its ass end still clung to the ceiling. As its head dangles and slowly it kind of contorts it and looks towards you, then falls down onto the ground and slowly begins to sink forward. This creature has multiple different tentacles as well as probes around its actual stimuli of its head. It's a slug-like creature, chitinous-like shell that's soft underbelly with multiple little legs, has razor-sharp teeth rounding its mouth, and it seems to have two large eyes that kind of come back in a very oval-like shape or oblique shape as it kind of comes to. The creature is moving its head kind of side to side as it's slowly moving. It is attempting to be stealthy, as far as you can tell.
Varus, what did you get us into? And I will go ahead and cast Hunter's Mark on it and point it out to Varus at the same time. And then I'm just going to start shooting this thing.
Okay. As you mark it, you land a 28 as you fire into its center kind of chest as upraised. You deal approximately 13 points of piercing damage as the bolt lands. As it goes in, you notice the wound itself begins to kind of move out like gas is being released, and the crossbow kind of shoots out as this goo begins to pour out of it, this orangish-like blood. It's just kind of pussing out of the actual wound. It continues to move forward, now making a series of clicking sounds that begin to echo out throughout the rest of the corridors. In unison, you hear more clicking sounds to your south, clicking sounds to your east, and more to the north.
Was that two 20s in a row? Because didn't you roll a 20 on initiative and then a 20 on your first attack?
20.
Not nat 20s, no.
Oh, okay.
Not nat 20s, yeah.
No nat 20s. Alright, so that would be my first attack. So I think... Yeah, I should have two more, right? So I'm just going to shoot it again.
12 is not going to land, as it now kind of lowers its head down to try to move more quickly. You fire over the creature as it goes towards the back end.
The jig's up.
Take my last attack.
Do you have 3 attacks? I think you do because you
First
have
turn of
the
initiative.
first turn,
for
right?
The Gloomstalker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big.
Oh, wow.
Big.
There we go.
20!
There's the 20.
There's the 20.
So it just went crazy haywire. That was weird. Okay. So I believe Hunter's Mark whenever you hit with the actual attack. So we're going to take the Hunter's Mark damage on top of it. So we have 15, 11 there, so 26 total in dealt as your critical lands, maximizing the 6 off the crossbow. You aim towards one of its eyes, and the bolt does land into its eye and slowly kind of goes inwards. As it does, the creature kind of rise and moves side to side, makes a kind of shrill noise, and then opens its mouth large enough that you can observe that this creature is able to consume you potentially and just suck you into its mouth. It's that large as its mouth kind of unfolds itself and gets large and begins to shrill. It
The
shakes
fucking
wildly.
Demogorgon.
All right. Do I notice anywhere kind of dark enough for me to disappear?
So right now you have Varus giving off the light spell that is 20 bright and 40 dim, I believe, is kind of similar to a torch. So you would have to get at least 40 feet away from Varus to have an ability to be invisible.
But if I turn this off, I can't see.
That's
Correct.
right.
I did not hear what you said, Thanos.
I was talking to myself, seeing how much movement I had. I'm just gonna take 2 steps back towards. Well, I'll take 1 step back, kind of
Okay.
towards the door, and wait, and that'll be the end of my turn.
Getting advantage, Varus, you are surprised as this one unfurls itself from the ceiling. As it does, it comes out of a small crevice. This creature was able to hide itself within the grooves of the actual ceiling of the stone. As it comes down, it lands a nat 20. You take 5 points of poison damage as you resisted the effect of the tentacles begin to come through and wrap around you. You notice there is a level of almost like your limbs were coming and being frozen solid, that there was some poison effect that here, and you've been able to resist that as well as the damage. It then is going to lower and thump itself upon the ground. As it does, it rises up its mouth, take a large bite towards your shoulder. That is going to miss with the 14 as you dive out of the way, and it crunches its mouth down into the floor and then raises it as it slowly begins to move its head. Zeph, you're up.
Alright, so obviously clueless that there's even a problem yet, but we were determined to go through, so here we go.
Okay, you go through, right to the side.
What the fuck?
Hey, there's 2 things over there.
Which way do you point?
I'm just
Oh.
gonna point around.
Point around, north and south.
So just 2 right that we know of currently, right?
I will let you know that I heard sounds in front of us too, but
Cool. Well, I'll just cast this target. Okay. I don't think I had Bardic Inspiration still. It says I do though for some reason.
You do.
Okay.
I gave it to you last session.
Yeah, I
it
thought
was right at the end.
I thought you had it towards the last session. I'll count it. Don't worry, I'll count it.
Okay.
I think it probably
I
may
wasn't
have
sure.
expired by now, but I think that it's okay. We'll leave it on.
Oh, that was wait a minute.
Did it not?
No, I just dropped it though.
How long does Bardic Inspiration
There
last?
we go.
10 minutes.
That's probably fair. We were walking for a while.
he also ritual casted a spell, which is 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Did not prompt you for the actual summoning
Nope,
when you dropped it.
it did not.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Is it the same spell, right? We haven't changed it at all.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it did that.
Yeah, it's not gonna be. There won't be any sort of like attack roll on it. So, you know, we can try to recast it, or I can try to. We can just manually do the rolls. Your choice.
Well, the spiritual weapon summons doesn't have any attacks.
Yeah, because it bugged out, so when you kind of summoned it, it didn't actually drop it down with the actual attacks associated with it for some reason, so...
Better damage.
Oh, I see what happened. Okay.
Yeah, I see it has a spiritual weapon effect on the target for some reason.
Were you targeting that when you casted it?
Yeah, he told me
that-
to.
Yeah, you need to target yourself.
Oh, that makes more sense.
That's what happened. Okay. Hold on.
You just give the enemy a spiritual weapon.
Hold on. Okay, go ahead and target yourself and then cast it. That's
Your
why I did
tentacles
pause
didn't
up.
look creepy
Yeah,
enough.
target yourself and then cast it. It should do it. I believe.
Better damage.
It still didn't prompt me to summon anything though.
That's so weird, huh? I wonder
It
what
was just
changed.
showed up, right?
We did. I haven't changed anything about the spell at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird.
Damn.
Okay. All right. Well.
Which attacker roll are we going with?
Well, I want to make sure we get your modifiers correct. So,
Right.
Let's see. We have a D20 roll. So your modifiers are +7, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna take the 21 then, because I have that, and then it's a D8 +4.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna drop down your spiritual weapon. We'll just have it in place there, and then we'll have to do the manual rolls, which isn't gonna be a horrible thing, and then we'll try to figure out what's going on with it. So we'll take that 21 roll there, and the 11 points of force damage dealt. So I'll take the first one there. So as you come through, dealing 11 points of force damage, smacking it, coming with a large club, swinging it about, you see it kind of squishes into its flesh and kind of tears almost just from the actual force coming across. And from that, this orangish blood begins to pool and spill out of it.
That was all my bonus action. That was a long bonus action. I'll hold the dead on it.
Okay. All right, so it is going to fail its throw here. So taking damage dealt, looks like it's rolling a lot damage.
Yeah.
Did you update your spell list at all?
I haven't touched it recently.
Okay, because it's not. It doesn't look like it's using any of the MIDI ones, so it should be 2d12 is what it should be rolling.
Oh, my cantrips I haven't touched in I don't know how long.
Okay. I'm gonna go through and look at what is going on after that. So we'll take the damage dealt. We don't need to roll any more damage, so I'll take the 7 there. That's enough. I've only had 1 hit point left anyways, so obviously we'd have more damage dealt. But so as you come through using Toll of the Dead, you can see its head kind of writhing around, kind of as it begins to kind of slap back and forth into the actual walls itself. There's a small like pop, and it kind of lumps down upon the ground and then slowly begins to grow in its size. It doesn't seem like it's moving, and you see that its body is just filling with this gas as it's kind of ballooning.
I think I'll probably. Would this be too far, or is that outside of?
Oh, as far as your movement?
Yeah.
No, that's enough. Yeah,
No-
you
Well, no,
have 30.
I was meaning in terms of like its attack. Would that be considered opportunity attack range going to here?
No, you're still within 5 feet of its,
Okay.
potential 5 or 10. You're not sure if it has a reach, but yeah, you're good.
All right.
All right, Lucar, you're up.
Okay, so I haven't been feeling good about any of this since we walked in. So before I go through, I'm going to draw my greatsword, turn and look at Tegan and Maldor, and just say, maybe Elise was right. We are absolute fucking morons. and step through the gate.
Okay.
The fuck am I looking at? Can I clearly see that one right next to Varus?
Yeah, it's slumped on the ground. It currently is facing outright with its head kind of contorted a little bit up. The light spell from Varus is bright, right? So you have the sight range that is visible here, and you can see. The creature seems to have its in a threatening pose. So yeah, you can zoom.
Okay, I'll Hunter's Mark it, and then I can get between them here. This is not like hard terrain or anything.
You can sidestep through. You know, move 5 and then 10. If you go through,
Yeah.
you're going to be moving 10. So either way, you're going to be if you go through them, you'd have to take 10 feet, right, out of the 5.
Yeah.
Or you could sidestep and go 10 feet anyways. So you're kind of at the little bit of a. You're kind of having to sidestep them, right?
Yeah.
And like get through.
Yeah, would I be able to
Um,
get here?
You can get there. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm just going to stab this thing right through the face.
All right, so 21 coming through. We'll give you the automatic reroll. Got you a 4 instead of a 3. So as you come through the Hunter's Mark damage of a d6, dealing 16 points of slashing damage as you pull out the great sword, slicing the belly of the creature, coming back through to horizontal strike. You see kind of pours out the orangish kind of blood. This goo kind of thumps down. There's a couple bones also that come along with it.
Okay, and then I'll take my second attack.
19 is going to hit as well. This time a thrusting strike as you come through, stabbing the creature, twisting the blade, and then pulling it back. I give you some really good rerolls there. It's awesome. I love it automatically rerolls the ones. Okay, so 20 points of damage dealt as you stab the creature. Coming up, you pull it out. You notice the creature does not really have a bone structure. You weren't going through bones at all, really membranes and those sorts of organs and things. You pull it out, kind of like a plunger, it kind of just shoots and dispenses. More bones begin, as well as items, equipment, and other sorts of things. There's like a mess kit and backpack kind of unfurls itself.
What the fuck? Okay. And the bastard's still alive, right?
That's correct.
Alright, well that will end my turn.
All right, Mulder, you're up.
So Maldor's glance at Tegan and go, well, I suppose we're all in at this point. See you on the other side. And he'll step.
Okay. Moving 5 feet again, the same thing Lucar, same thing everyone. Tracing you, bringing you through the liquefied wall, now solid. Stepping forward, you see the creature.
I told you there was nothing good on the other side of that blasted thing. All right, double column, fall in. He's going to move there, and then bonus action. Well, that is not where I tried to drop that. Sorry.
It probably is going to tell you can't move through walls, so I'll move it for you here.
Yeah, I was trying to pop it behind the thing, basically. Yeah,
Yeah, I got you.
yeah, it summons the echo behind it, and it's just, what in the unholy fuck is this thing? And he's going to attack it.
Okay. Writhing around. 16 is going to hit. So you come through slicing, 13 points of slashing damage. You cut towards the tail end of the creature. You slice off some of the back half, one of the legs, as it comes through. Kind of begins to wiggle of its own, then begins to slowly subside. And the creature now kind of raises its head, multiple different kind of orifices bleeding, and just kind of sways side to side and seems to be scared.
All right, he'll do it again.
13 is going to hit. Comes slicing across, doing another 13 points of slashing damage. You move the echo upon the back end of the creature, slicing through the back, kind of to where you imagine if a creature had a dorsal spinal column. There's nothing there, it just kind of goes through like butter, and the creature kind of comes and splits in half a little bit, then falls down. The two halves begin to fill with gas as more goo is pouring out of the creature.
And that'll end my turn.
All right, Tegan, you're up.
Keegan's just like looks back at the way they came, looks at the portal, looks back at the way they came, looks at the portal, and goes, "Sure, let's go down the dark hole with all the claw marks leading down. Oh, there's a magic portal. Sure, let's walk through." And he walks through the portal.
Okay.
What in the hell? What is going on? I don't even see anything. I just walk through and I see the dead body. I go, "What the fuck did you guys do?"
It was already here, I swear.
I know it's hard to believe, but this one wasn't us.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'll take credit. Don't worry about it.
You know exactly why I'm looking at you like that. He's gonna step through and he goes, "What the fuck are those things? What is going on?"
Why do you think
And-
we went through the portal? We're trying to figure out.
I guess since none else are visible, I'm gonna use my action to do a perception check to see if I can perceive any more.
Okay, go ahead and roll. 16. So as you begin to scan and try to figure out if you can see any more, now you have particular dark vision, right? So you're kind of reaching out about 60 feet or so. Just now with 60 feet as you begin to look, it seems as though there are more, not only just from the direction that you're looking, but as you begin to scan your perceptions looking further, you notice that there are multiple coming from the eastern corridor, and a couple coming from the southern corridor, and one coming from the northern corridor. That will now show.
Oh dear God. Whose
Tegan's
bright idea was it
say-
to walk through this?
Tegan's just gonna say, "We're so fucked," and then I'm gonna give Maldor Bardic Inspiration and say, "You better put your skills to good use and kill all of these things."
Oh, now you want me to kill things?
Yes, I want you to kill the tentacle monsters, Maldor. That is something I'm okay with you killing.
Okay.
And I think, was it difficult terrain to get through the portal, or was it just 5 feet of movement?
It was just 5 feet of movement, and it brought you through. It still counts as 5 feet, though, when you came through.
Okay, then I'm going to use my movement to get that fuck all the way back here and end my turn.
Okay. Varys, you're up.
You'll just hear Varys like under his breath. He's like, "God, I've been waiting to use this spell. My brother taught me this so long ago, and I'm gonna fireball this bitch all the way over here."
Yeah, it's going to prompt for
Hey.
the echo for the fireball here. Regardless if the echo succeeds or fails, it will be hit by the
Yeah, he
damage
is gone, yeah.
itself. As the fireball erupts with a large explosion as it crashes outwards, you notice as it hits into the epicenter where you wanted, hits into the two creatures. One of them kind of clings to the wall and braces for the impact. The other one is unsuccessful, kind of hits in towards the back end, right? The southern corridor smashes in the back end, then comes back forward. As that happens and the fireball erupts, you imagine that the actual stonework would take damage, but as it happens, there is a small barrier that kind of protrudes outwards, that kind of coats the wall for a brief moment as the spell seems to be absorbed, similar to an absorb elements spell. There's a slight movement, a slight rumble from the force, but the walls are completely undamaged.
That's really fucking weird. Alright. I'm gonna take a step back and get an equal up with Tegan, and in my turn.
All right, ending your turn. Now come to one, sliding, moving quickly as it begins to wiggle forward. Its movement speed as it comes through. It is going to take a tentacle strike over towards Zeph, whipping around. Comes with his tentacles, 23 hits you.
I'd like to opportunity attack that.
Totally.
Sentinel.
Taking the opportunity attack, 21 is going to hit. Lots of rolls coming through. Con save succeeds, and forming your concentration, I think, on detect magic. Zeph is what you're still concentrating on, if anything. Just FYI, it's still there, I believe. You can always drop it whenever you'd like. 21 is going to hit with the greatsword. 10 points of slashing damage is dealt as you come back around, swinging through. The creature then is going to swing its attention over to you, Maldor, and come in with a bite. It begins to smash through with its mouth. 15 is going to miss as you duck down underneath it, comes into the wall with a large crash, and rights itself with its body. At this stage, we're going to go ahead and cycle through as these creatures just came into the actual turn order. They had yet to be here, right? They were in the process of being kind of awakened, I should say, and dropping down from small crevices and burrow areas that they've made within the rooftop of the 20-foot ceiling. And now they've thumped down upon the ground, and they're all beginning to slowly move as they're pushing their way towards you all. As we come to the northern one here, this one now explodes with the large amounts of goo and guck as it just kind of pops like a balloon. The other one here in two pieces towards the south is beginning to do the same, but yet to do it.
Gross.
Now come to the top of round
sound
2.
good.
Thanos, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna take a 5-foot step this way and see kind of everything that happened. Huh. Alright, I'm gonna walk this way, avoiding the gook. And I will bonus action, Gift of Orifice. And I am going to teleport behind this one.
Okay, you're now invisible.
And I'm just going to shoot it twice with a crossbow.
Okay. (22) base advantage for the unseen attacker. 22 is going to land 11 points of piercing damage as you thump into it. Kind of rise around, begins to move its body in the direction, but is unable as it continues to spin around, confused.
Okay, I'm going to shoot it one more time.
22 hits. Deals 7 points of piercing damage to it as you come around. Another bolt, both thunking in, plunging outwards, spilling that orange's blood.
And then I'm going to take 10 feet away from it just in case, so that way I'm not in the same spot as where I shot it from.
Okay.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right, Zeph, we come to your turn. I can. So it looks like you were fixing the spells we're talking in Discord. So if you want to recast the spiritual weapon and see if it works, we can. So go ahead and delete it.
Alright. No, yep.
Okay. Sometime. Yeah. So if I recall correctly, the language has to be specific to literally that long line of stuff, right? That spiritual weapon
why.
MQ, right? Because it has to play upon a macro from another thing. So just FYI.
All right. Well, first thing I'm gonna move this. Yeah, I don't think I have enough room. Hold on, it's only 20 feet, right?
The spiritual weapon, I believe, can go 20 or 15 feet. Let me make sure.
20, yeah.
20?
So
Okay.
it doesn't have enough movement.
It does, technically, because the spiritual weapon does not occupy space, I believe, of a person. Let me make sure. I'm going to read the spell real quick, just to clarify.
Honestly, don't know.
So it does not count as a creature, so it does not fall in the same rules of occupying space, so it can sit in Maldor's space.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it's like floating over you, around you, right? You're like, 22 is going to hit. 9 points of piercing damage. And I believe those modifiers are sound, so it's coming through correctly. So you come whacking around its head, kind of come through a sound of a smack. And one of its tentacles, a couple of them, seems to be still up and ready to go.
Alright, I'll move that back out just so I can select his stuff again.
Totally fine.
Alright, and then I don't want to be next to him, but I think how far away are they? 15, I believe that's in range. Fairy Fire. And 60 feet, so yes. There we go. Drop that.
Okay. They both have failed. They are lit with a kind of an eerie kind of glow. Now, with the Fairy Fire, they are going to emit light, as well as that space. So each object in their 20-foot cube, outlined blue, green, or violet light, your choice, how you want to have it shown. This light that begins to kind of irradiate on them is going to shed a 10-foot radius. And from that, you can tell that there is another creature that is behind one of them, so you can see that.
Joy.
And now coming into space, as well as with your dark vision, since you have stellar dark vision, so you've kind of moved, and you're also seeing outlines of the creatures a little bit more detailed, assisted by that light. You now know there's 2 additional ones behind that one.
Oh, Jesus. This has been an issue, guys. There's a lot more coming. There's this guy, and 5 more of his buddies I can see. So, let's go with this real fast, please.
Okay. Ending turn, we come to one that is in the fairy here. Is going to move, continue to be lit as it is, kind of hanging on to that effect, I believe. It is strange. It's kind of bumping into the creature in front of it, and it kind of like sits here on a dash and just kind of thumps into it, and they kind of get a little bit contorted as they're kind of falling into each other, and that's its turn.
So they can't shove past each other?
They're attempting to.
The tentacle fucking
Flooding into the back one.
speed.
And you see 20-foot ceiling height, and you're like, okay, well, couldn't the creature go up the wall? Maybe the ceiling, right? You have that idea, but it seems that these creatures, just in that reference, they're not intelligent. And so immediately kind of ramming in the back end, it has yet to figure it out. And it's just kind of moved with its speed, and now it's trying to figure it out.
They're dumb as rocks, though.
You should probably move.
Yeah. I wish I thought of that before I did the Fairy Fire.
Lucar, you know it's your turn, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, so
Gosh.
Lucar, it's your turn. Sorry, I didn't state it. Yeah, my bad. So Lucar, you can occupy Zeph's space for the interpretive tacking, and then you can back out. Just because Maldor was not taking attack of opportunity, moving 10 feet even or 5 feet outside, so it seems that these creatures do have reach. There are these large creatures, they can maybe reach, and so you have an idea that this creature is yet to kind of land, but it could. And then if you wanted to occupy Zeph's space and then backtrack, you wouldn't take attack of opportunity and be able to land your blows.
Okay. This thing next to me is about to explode too. Okay, so yeah, I'll attack the one in front of me normally. But I'll first change my hunter's mark. So how do I bonus action change it? Just cast it again?
Yeah, just recast it and don't use the spell slot. It's the best way to do it. And it should switch it over.
Yeah, so it asks me to whether or not I want to end concentration and continue.
Yes, go ahead and end concentration. Yep.
Okay. And then consume spell slot. No, got it.
And do not consume spell
Roger.
slot. It should switch it over. Yep. There you go.
Okay.
All right, 20 is going to be a hit there.
Oh, unlucky.
Reroll the 2s to 1s. Unfortunately, take the automation with it when it comes. So 8 points of damage dealt as you swing
Quite
through.
literally the worst you could do.
Kind of getting in for a nick as you slice and you backtrack through. But you do have 2 strikes.
Yep, and I'm angry, so my second attack, I'm actually gonna switch into a breath.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So for this, it's going to give you a cone. Just make sure to plop the cone down in front of Zeph. And
Unless
use
you're
your-
meant to blast it.
Jeff.
And use your scroll wheel to turn it.
Okay. Oh, come on.
2 points of radiant damage dealt. One of the creature fails and the other one succeeds. So I'm going to assign the damage there, which is 2 and 1.
Shouldn't be,
That
shouldn't
I'm
should
be
be
level
2d10.
Yeah, so it should be 2d10.
Okay, go ahead and roll another d10 for me. And then I'll change it within your features. It's not. It doesn't scale. I just have it set as a
Oh, got it.
non-scaling thing. Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Because
That's
it's
average.
a.
Let's
There
go.
we go. There we go. All right. So the front and front succeeded. So that would be 10 points of damage. They've taken 5. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce it by 4 there to make 5. And then the other one should take 10. So we're going to take a 2. So we'll reduce 8. As you breathe, this radiant light begins to shoot out, penetrating through, making small little orifices, lacerations within the creatures as it begins to flow out of towards. Beautiful, this light glows for a brief moment, then begins to subside as you invoke your powers.
Good. Okay, and I can't occupy the space of this sword, right?
You
It's-
can. The sword is technically occupying Maldor's space, and it's not a creature,
Okay.
so anybody, the spiritual weapon would be
Okay.
in anybody's space without.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sidestep one because this thing next to me looks like it's about to explode, right?
Okay.
And
Sounds
then
good.
end my turn.
All right, Maldor, you're up.
Okay. So bonus action, summon the echo. You just hear him. He's like patting flames out a little bit, and he just yells back down the hall. We're going to talk about that later, wizard boy. And then Maldor looks at Zeph and just says, "Fall back. We'll cover the flanks." I'm going to attack the one in front of me.
Okay. $14 is going to land. You can reroll
Maldor's
there.
great.
15 points of slashing damage. So you're striking the one in front of you and Zeph, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So 15 damage dealt. The creature's still alive, but seems to be badly wounded. Something these creatures do is they kind of get fearful and slap their heads like they're trying to retract, but they can't because they're too large. And that's similar to what's happening here as you come through a horizontal, slightly kind of a D-grade slash, kind of coming 45, right? It pours out that goo and it's now moving and trying, but the ones behind it, right? And they're kind of jam-packed into each other at this present moment.
And he's going to attack it again.
Okay. $26 lands. Now coming for an upward strike towards its head. You can puncture in. You see as the creature begins to move, kind of gurgling from the blow. As you pull it out like a plunger, it kind of falls forward. Orangish blood pouring out profusely. Multiple different bones and things are coming out, mainly of dwarven, humanoid skulls.
Oh no.
I'm going to unleash incarnation and attack this one with the echo. Did the echo disappear? I can't see it.
Right here.
There we go. That was weird. I lost vision. I think I still don't have vision on the token unless I have it selected.
Yeah, I think the only way I can do is make it so it doesn't have vision at all, but then when you click it,
Yeah, well, it used to work. Like I was able to see either of them at any time, but then a couple sessions ago, I lost vision on it unless I have it selected. It's weird. Anyway,
$18 comes
Jesus,
through, 15
man.
points of slash damage dealt. So you slice through with Unleashed Incarnation.
he's just gonna stay as far away from the exploding one as he can.
Okay.
And that'll end my turn.
Alright. Ending turn. Now come to one of the back end creatures over by the Echo. For this, I'm going to see if I disable the vision, what exactly happens. So, what happens when I do that? Do you see everything?
Yeah, I seem to.
Like everything on the map?
Everything on the map? No, I mean, I see nothing changed, basically.
Okay, so nothing changed. So if I move it here, you can't see it.
I cannot see it, correct.
Okay. Okay. That didn't have any. Okay. Well, thought I might test it out. So, coming back to the creature there, this creature begins to butt heads, kind of pushing and shoving and trying to get its way through. It has difficulty doing that, and eventually begins to figure out that it can climb, and so it begins to climb the back wall and begins to route around. As it does, it's going to fill this space. We're now going to go ahead and start removing some pieces from the boards. That way we can, save some room here as these creatures climb over. So this one climbs over, slaps down, and slowly turns, aimed towards the Echo. As it does, it lands with a large thump. It then moves its tentacles towards the Echo to kind of wrap around it. It lands with a 26. The Echo is going to get a saving throw, but regardless of that, the damage is going to be enough to remove it. So you see it kind of disappears. The creature begins to click, writhing. It's motioning itself a little bit, and then slowly turns in the direction of whatever's closest, but it's out of movement. And that's the end of its turn. Tegan, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna take a step here, and a step here. Now you said this first one to the south is up on the wall.
They all have been on. They're on the ground. All of them are on the ground now. So the one on the south was on the wall, kind of moved up, and then had climbed over the other one, and then threw itself down upon the ground. So both of those are on the ground currently, the southern corridor.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Hello? Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Hello.
Varys just
Hello.
woke up.
God, is that you?
Jeez.
I'm going to cast Hypnotic Pattern at the two to the south.
Okay.
Let me see.
Can I only see like 5 feet around me because Varys has the light and he's over in the corner?
That's correct.
Okay.
Lucar's just standing in the dark right now.
I'm just like, I can't fucking see shit. I'm like, I have no idea what anybody's doing except the fairy
That's
fire
true.
ones.
Alright, so throwing down the Hypnotic Pattern, both of the creatures that the spell was aimed at do fail indeed. They are succumbing to the pattern effect. So I'm going to go ahead and get them into the incapacitated state. So I'm going to mark that there. And they're also in a charmed-like state as well. So I'll put both of those on.
Now, do they get saving throws at the end of their turn, or are they just done until the spell
only
goes?
the only time that they get to save is if they are bumped. So they have to be actually shaken or bumped. The thing about it is that knowing that one of the creatures has been rammed by another creature attempting to get through it, it's to you. I mean, how long the spell will last is depending on if any other creatures come from the southern corridor, right, and bump into those
Right.
two. But they won't have any saving throws. They're just kind of moving their heads, like they're not like responding anymore. They seem to be in a state of euphoria, if you will, and they're just kind of vibrating around.
Okay. And yeah, I'm gonna step here, and then I'm going to give my boy Lucar Bardic Inspiration. And say, take the north, bud. You got that locked down. Forgetting that he can't see anything. He doesn't. He probably doesn't even know there's a north corridor.
Yeah,
He doesn't even know there's something down here.
And I'll end my turn.
All right, ending turn. Varys, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna step through right here. Seeing that he casted something on these two, I'm gonna leave them alone and target the one to the north.
Okay.
And I'm gonna firebolt it.
15. That is going to land 18 points of fire damage as it comes through.
Nice.
Son of Jeff begins to pull
Fantastic
back.
damage.
You notice as the fire damage erupts, 18 points of damage should have been dealt there, but it seems to have done more than just 18. It does twice as much, so another 18 is tacked on as it begins to alight in flames.
Nice.
Gases begin to combust,
Yay,
and it all of a sudden explodes. It's a large, massive explosion. Thanos, you're covered a little bit by some of the goo. It's not necessarily something that's going to damage you per se, but it's going to cover you in the same kind of bile and guts and gore that the creature is.
Awesome, the squishy slug things are.
So, noticing
Don't like
that, I'll just say, if any of you have fire spells, looks like they're pretty weak to that, and I'll give everyone some space, and I'll end my turn.
All right, ending your turn, we now have one of them exploding. This one that removed the token one just pops. Tegan just coats you in the bile. A couple of you also get kind of hit by a couple of the things. Again, no damage really dealt. This is just RP flare that the creatures are doing, right? And you're kind of covered. You smell this kind of nauseous, nauseating kind of bile smell of its oranges kind of goo of its digestion system, and it's nasty. Another creature begins to move. This one gets to here, slowly sees the one in front of it, then moves in its dash, and again, in a similar fashion, bumps into it, and it's yet to compute going up and around it yet. Ending
They're not
turn, that
fast
one is a
creatures.
stupor. Now we come to the top of round 3 with you, Thanos. On coming to the top end here, with your dark vision as well as them not attempting to be stealthy anymore, you now see there are 3 targets in the northern corridor that are going east to west. They're coming directly towards you, and as they do, they're slowly moving, and then now they're increasing their speed. And that even though you are invisible, you know that you are. You feel that in your training and your certain tactics. They have perceived you somehow. So they have maybe smelled you, or they have had some sort of other sensory beyond sight.
All right. All right, so I am going to do probably the dumbest things I can do here. And I'm going to walk
Good option.
30 feet forward, so that way I'm within hand crossbow range. And I'm gonna shoot this one closest to me 2 times.
Okay. All right, 20 hits, lands with 6 points of piercing damage. Thunks into it, continues to move.
I will shoot it one more time.
Not 20! 15 points of piercing damage dealt. Another one goes into it, continues to move. Both of them kind of plunge out. This orangeous liquid begins to pour out of their bodies.
I'm going to use my bonus action to Gift of Orifice. And I'm going to teleport back to where I was. And I'm going to yell down the hall, hey, I got more of them in the north. You guys just keep
Great.
doing what you're doing over there. I don't know what's going on, but I got more of them. And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right, Zeph, it is your turn.
Great. So do we think it would be useful for everyone to see in the dark right now, or not?
Yes.
Cool. I will do that. I will. I'll do Vigilant Blessing on everybody here, or not Vigilant Blessing. Eye of the Night. Sorry. Need a target. Well, it won't let me do it, but
You're trying to give them all dark vision?
yeah, he keeps saying I need to target them, and then I targeted them, and then it still
Yeah.
wouldn't let me.
It's not gonna. Yeah, you just declare how many you're giving. So you're
Yeah.
giving it to everyone you can see here.
Yeah, pretty much everyone except for Thanos since he's way up there, but
Thanos is living his best life, okay?
Alright, and then as my bonus action, I'll move this spiritual weapon up and attack this guy.
Okay.
I do not still have Bardic Inspiration. Why does it keep saying that?
Did he give it to you again?
I don't think did he give it to me?
Or I gave yours a long time ago.
Yeah.
He popped it onto the spiritual weapon. That's why it's asking.
Okay.
Wait, did I accidentally hit
I
that
think
instead of
that was
Lucar?
supposed to be Lucar, yeah.
It's an inspiration seal on the...
It's got on the yeah. It's okay.
That's
Hold on.
hilarious.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Okay, Lucar is supposed to have Bardic Inspiration. So let's get that on there. Lucar, there you go. And it should be a D8, I believe. So, ba-ba. Okay. 25 hits, 10 points of force damage as you throw whack, smacking into the creature.
That was too funny.
I inspire!
Alright, and then I'll move over
Michael, I have a
here.
question really quick. When I fireballed these two on the south corridor, it also looked like they took extra damage?
No.
Okay. That's interesting.
Well, it's a fireball. It's kind of hard to... It would probably be kind of hard to tell.
Right.
All I
Maybe
can
they have to
say
be
is one
injured.
was injured and the other
And
one
the other ones weren't. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, the one in front of it begins to bubble and goo, but we're going to move it out of the side of the way as now the path is clear. Climbing over its dead friend and companion, continues to move forward, comes up to you, Maldor, and sends out a series of tentacles and then bite. 12 is going to miss you with the tentacles. While it's around, whipping around, smacking into the wall, then comes for a bite. 6 is going to miss you, so it crashes down, missing towards the left side of you, raises its head up, kind of clicks and shakes its head wildly. Ending turn, we now come to 1, moves in its entire dash speed, moving up to 60 feet with its dash. Surprisingly quick, Thanos, as it now begins to rise, looking in your direction as it's kind of analyzing. You notice its tentacles are like feelers, and it's sending them out and almost probing the air, and maybe there's a sensory of smell as well to its perception. It seems to know that you're there in that space. Lucar, it's your turn.
Okay. I am going to step between Tegan and this disgusting goo monster. And change my mark again. That did not work.
Are you changing your mark to who? The one in front of you?
Yeah.
It's incapacitated? Okay. Should
Yeah.
be able to cast it the same way you did before.
It's forcing me to end concentration this time, I think. Because if I click no, it doesn't continue.
Yeah, you have to end concentration of the previous cast, and then basically get the concentration back up. The next one. Yeah.
Cool. So then, I'm going to attack it.
All right,
Stab it.
marking this one. Coming for a good stabby stab. It's incapacitated. Charm.
That's
Should give you advantage, so go ahead and roll another one. If you want to
Roll
crit
another-
fish. Yeah, go ahead and roll another attack if you want to crit fish, because it is incapacitated. And it's in a charm condition, and I will give advantage to this particular creature. Get advantage. Because the creature is not very intelligent. So, I'm going to take the 27, so I'll take the first one was the highest. 16.5 is the most damage. 21 points of damage dealt as you come through, stabbing directly through the creature. It now begins to kind of shake itself, awaken from the thing, and from bleeding profusely from its center chest, is wildly moving around, fearful, attempts to run.
cool. And then my second attack, I'm going to breath weapon again.
Okay.
Oh, these things are big.
Yep.
So it has to start on my tile, right?
It should start in position. If you're gonna have it kind of put somewhere, it should probably be like there in that
Yeah.
corner, right? And you can turn it.
Yeah, it's not going to hit that one behind. So maybe
Mhm.
not.
If you want to get rid of it, you can just right-click the template of the
Okay.
sphere.
Yeah, so I'll just attack this one with my sword again.
All right, 22 is going to hit. You come through. No longer incapacitated. Does 17 points, slicing into its head. You kind of cleave it a little bit, bashes its head to the left, cleaves its own head off further, and then falls down, bleeding profusely.
Okay, and knowing that these things explode, I'm also going to step back one.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right, ending turn. Maldor, you're up.
So the echo appears again. God, I hate these fucking tentacle porn bastards. He's just gonna attack the one in front of him. Maldor will. The echoes not.
Okay. Gets the nat 20. Awesome! Nat 20! Let's see how much we got. 20.
Oh my lord!
Slashing damage. Lit up.
DED.
Flashes of bright light. You just come slicing through. Easy. Butter coming through the center, kind of towards upwards of its mouth and its jaw. You see kind of slice, and half of its jaw is kind of hanging off with the multiple razor sharp teeth in a spiral-like fashion. Still alive, though.
Maldor's scary.
Do it again.
And
Another
again.
crit. Let's go.
And again.
Aw.
And again.
And again. Alright, 25 hits, 13 points. Continuing through the same laceration, same wound, you finish it off, blowing off its jaw. So half of its lower end of its head is completely removed. Bleeding, shakes wildly, and falls backwards upon itself dead. Begins to bubble and goo. I'm just going to be removing, by the way, them off the board so we don't have to have them sitting in place.
And that'll end my turn.
Alright, Tegan, you're up.
Man. Because of the blessing, I can see all three of those guys back there, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. You can see further as well. Sees kind of towards the edge of something that is there at the end of the corridor. Maybe perhaps from a lip of some kind, and goes into something.
Going to attempt to cast Shatter.
Okay. Your range on that spell is only 60 feet. FYI.
Oh.
The three in the back, the first one there that leads the charge is 80 feet away from you currently. So they're too far away for that spell to hit them.
Okay, so even if I closed with the one in front, I'd only be able to hit the first one with the Shatter, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. How do you cancel the template?
Just right click.
Right click.
And just note that you expelled a spell slot. Just same with the breath weapon, it probably consumed it. So just note that that is the thing you might have to put the spell slot back on. But yeah, just right click and the template goes away.
Okay. I think I'm going to. Sorry, I'm at a change of plans, and I'm thinking. I'm going to do something weird. I'm going to close with this one, and take the dodge action.
Okay. So,
And-
Char, everybody, you see that Tegan's charging forward.
What do you go? Okay.
Wait. Oh. I already said it. It's happening. Wait a second.
I'm
He's
gonna
missed the fact that he hasn't taken
No, I
damage in
didn't
a few
concentrate.
sessions.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take what you got here. Is there
No,
anything else?
for sure. I
Okay.
can't do what I wanted anyway because it would end my concentration.
Okay. All right, we're gonna end your turn there. Varys, you're up.
Varys is gonna run up this hall over here, and then see the one next to Thanos.
All right, so you
And,
come up, and as soon as the light begins to bounce off of Thanos, you're no longer invisible.
I'm gonna firebolt it.
Goodbye, darkness, my old friend.
These two are going to be the best of friends.
Oh, for sure. 24.
Oh my
19
God,
points of
dude.
damage. It does was a 38 total with the fact that it's already bleeding. You see that as the firebolt lands, again it combusts with the gas that's pouring outside of its body, and then explodes outwards. As
I'm
it
just
does,
gonna-
this explosion is actually quite volatile, and Thanos, you are right up next to it. So Thanos, I need
Oh.
you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Best of friends.
Can we talk about
Alright.
that impressive damage roll, though?
Mhm.
Yeah, the firebolt is doing work.
Oh, we can talk about it. All right.
Diving out of the way, you only take 3 points of damage as it kind of
Oh,
goes
you're
into you.
Fine.
Bludgeoning as it comes through. Succeeding on concentration for your hunter's mark, the creature is no longer upon the board.
Just singed his cloak a little bit.
I will
And I'm gonna
state
just-
you can always end your light spell whenever you would like.
Well, seeing that Thanos is using the dark and that Zeph gave me dark vision, I can just end it for free. Like, I don't need to take an action or anything.
Correct. You can just end it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll turn it off.
All right.
And then I will tell Thanos. I'll say, "Hey, listen. If you shoot them, I can blow them up. So just shoot the first one, and then
Got
don't
it.
be close. Don't get close."
So wait, vulnerability is only if they're injured first.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed.
That's interesting.
It's because it's the. Yeah.
So you're igniting the gas that seems to be producing when lacerations are made in their body. So this accompanying with the orange bile is also a gas that also begins to fill them, and it seems that when it kind of begins to slowly pour out of them, right? And so what's happening is the fire hits that's igniting it, and then they combust.
So they're full of propane. Got it.
Michael's mind is a scary place.
That's good. That's funny.
As any proper DM should.
Okay, and then yeah, I think that'll just end my turn.
Okay. Ending turn, Tegan sees you, you're close, comes in for 2 strikes, first tentacles. Whipping around, disadvantage with a dodge, does hit you with a 19 still. Gonna prompt you for a
damn it.
con save.
Well,
Constitution there is going to be a fail. You are now paralyzed.
oh my god. Oh no, I thought that was concentration.
When the healer gets paralyzed, we're in trouble.
So, as being a paralyzed, your incapacity obviously automatically fails strength, dexterity saving throws, and attack rolls against you have advantage. Any attack made against a creature's critical hit. Part of rules is written, you are no longer dodging because you actually have to be actively doing that and participating in the dodge. So we have to remove that
Mhm.
effect, given that you're now paralyzed. After that is done, the creature then begins to writhe open its mouth and attempt to bite onto you with and engorge you. That's going to land, obviously, the critical hit to you. You take 13 points of piercing damage with an additional 4 points of poison for a total of 17, and you are now restrained inside of the creature's mouth. You see his
It's
Tegan
prompting me
pick
for
out-
a con save. Do I have to make that, or is it
You
automatic
still
fail?
do, yeah. You're concentrating on the hypnotic pattern. That is something that you're still able to do in a paralysis-like state.
Jesus
Something that your
Christ.
mind is trying to focus on. You have failed that. The creature no longer is in a incapacitating charm state towards the south quarter. Kind of shakes and begins to move. Tegan, what has happened here is that the creature is smacked onto you with the tentacles. You've succumbed to the paralysis, and with the same tentacles bit onto you, kind of engorged to your upper half of your body, and has now tilted you upright with your head facing down, and is trying to suck you into its belly. So everyone, you are watching as Tegan is now restrained by the creature and is being ate.
Man, I'm really glad I'm down this other hallway. I can't see that.
Tegan is screaming in his mind.
Full dash is there by Thanos. Those two
Don't
creatures
brave
up there.
asshole.
Ends turn.
They're not within 5 feet of each other, are they?
Wait, they're not?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Now this one comes up to you, Lucar, no longer incapacitated. It is going to come in for a tactical strike at you. 12 is going to be missed as it whips around, bracing yourself with your armor. You kind of take the blow into your kind of pauldron side that goes in for a bite. As it does, it is going to hit you with a 17. That does 6 points of piercing damage as it kind of scrapes onto your arm there and comes down through its mouth, comes into the floor, and then picks itself back up. All right, that is going to be the end of the turn, as I'm going to cycle through these. And then it's going to prompt you for the con save, which
Zeph, you are wilding out here with that meme. You can't be doing that.
All right, you are still concentrating on Hunter's Mark. I have you at a 12, so that's successful. All right, we're now going to come to the top of round 4. Thanos, you're up. Things just took a drastic turn for sure.
I thought it was going okay, actually.
I'm gonna go ahead and bonus action Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
That ends concentration. That's fine.
Yeah, so you'll no longer be Hunter's Mark.
That's weird that rolled.
Yeah, it wants to add on to the essentially additional damage on a weapon attack. It's no worries. We're just going to manually roll it anyways.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take my hand crossbow shot at it.
Okay, so you have advantage on the one of the weapon attack rolls on your turn. So it's picking the your choice, really. You're still in an invisible condition here, so advantage on advantage isn't really going to give you much there. So 18 is going to hit, 8 points of piercing damage. Attack deals an extra 1d8 force damage on a hit, and that's the same damage that you're kind of taking upon on that one weapon attack roll. So you could make this one it, or whichever one's like.
I will go ahead and make this one it. Do you want to take that one that it rolled, or do you want me to roll another d8?
You can go ahead and roll another d8, or if you'd like, since it was only a 1. All right, so 6. So that's a total of 14 there. So 14 damage dealt with the first strike. Now your walking speed increases by 30 feet until the end of that turn.
I'm going to shoot it one more time with my last attack action.
Okay. 19 is going to hit. Come with Ross. Fire another bolt, 8 points of piercing damage. Thunk, thunk. One lands towards its eye, kind of towards the central area. And it kind of punctures and spits out. The same one goes towards the chest, spits out, plunging. Same orangish blood begins to kind of pour out of the creature.
I am going to take my full movement to go way behind poor Varys here. As I run by, I'm going to let him know, hey, I hit that close one. And that'll be the end of my turn.
I'll just thumbs up to the air because I don't know where he's at.
All right. Zeph, it is your turn. Before we get to that, Thanos, now you're running back. You can have an idea what's there. Seems like there is a slight kind of half of a foot lip of a kind of a stone that moves around with the same material as the walls, and it seems to kind of form around a hole that descends into the ground. All right, Zeph, it's your turn. Go ahead.
All right. Let's see. Target this guy.
Spiritual Weapon 23 is going to hit with a whackety thwack. 8 points of force damage as you kind of smack in. Seems that the creature, completely unfazed, is entirely focused in consuming Tegan.
That's good.
And well, that's concentration. I don't think it's chaining me, so I'll just do another total dead on him.
Okay.
Or it, whatever.
Alright, so 2d12, that's what we want. Fails with a 7, takes 18 points of necrotic damage. Just kind of moves a little bit from the force, but still on the task.
He's munching.
All right. Well, good luck, Tegan.
That's so fun.
Yeah, this one's going to hop over its friend, go that distance and that. That's going to be its full movement speed after a dash. This another one comes from the eastern corridor here and it's sliding over towards you all. Lucar, you're up.
Thank God they are slow.
So I look at the one in front of me, and then I look over at Tegan, and then I look at the one in front of me again, and then I look at Maldor, and my, brow frills are twitching, and I'm like, "You got that?"
We're gonna have a serious conversation with the squishy ones about proper battle formation.
Hey, I grew up in church, so
What do you mean? I've only been hit by my teammate here, okay?
You're not a
Okay.
squishy one. You got a big enough hit dice.
I don't think that worked. I was trying to move my hunter's mark again. Yes, and don't consume.
And this guy's moving hunter's marks left and right. Your mark, to your mark, to your mark.
You will get a mark.
Bonus
You're a
action
mark.
every turn, baby. Yeah, it's not going on this one in front of me. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Why.
Give me 1 second.
I have too many things to do with my bonus action. I might need to rethink some things.
yeah.
I keep throwing out cantrips in case I need to use a bonus action,
Alright,
but then I
it's
don't
marked.
ever have to.
Cool. All right. And then I'm gonna try to kill this motherfucker.
$25 hits. Get the additional damage die here coming through. 14 and 4, 18 total. Slashing through. Wildly hits into the wall, bludgeoning as it comes through. Slices against its chest, pulls itself back, is bleeding profusely, and begins to kind of flee.
Okay, I'm gonna finish it off.
$19 is going to hit. Like, just the rerolls are so funny. 11 to